Hi, Cancer. All right, welcome to the space. I hope you're doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back, of course. Cancer. Hi, Zimmy. All right, I want to tell you a little story before we begin. Perhaps. I feel like all the stories connect, you know. So, I was so excited about something. I was so excited about something, and there was an overlap of, well, I'm excited about this, yes, but I'm also doing this because I had a concern about the future, right? And so because of that concern about the future, that helped me be excited about the present, but it also made me hurry, and because I did, I made a mistake. Now, was the information available to be had to fix the mistake? Was the mistake able to be fixed? Yes. As in, there was an option to not completely have all the effort be wasted, right? But what happened was because of that excitement, again, because I didn't want to wait, because I was worried about the future, it actually made me have to do more work in the present moment. So if there's anything that you are overly concerned about in the future, or that you have rushed in the near past, or thinking about rushing into, I would take a step back on that and just double check your math, okay? Because some information, for instance, I'll be specific. I went to go plant because I read that you could plant on Scorpio moon. And to me, Scorpio's the earth. And I was like, oh yeah, Scorpio. I love Scorpio. I can do this. I can dig in the earth and plant something. But this was only one resource, right? It was only one part of information. And even though I knew where the moon was, I didn't double check. Please double check your math, because I already recorded your reading, and the whole thing talked about you. These words kept coming. Protect you. Protect you. Now I see this as how you protect yourself, right? When that armor is so strong, when your armor is you think your armor is so strong, so you think you can deal with anything, which is not true. We all need help, right? And there are certain things we can and cannot do. An additional message that was very important was you cannot tame the lion. Only Leo, whether this is a person or this in your map, only Leo can tame Leo. No one can tame the lion. So if there's something you've been trying to do and it's not working, then please step back, because you're meant to tap into something else. And again, I feel like you need more information. Because in some senses, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. But just don't rush, okay? Okay. Yeah. Do not rush, okay? I usually don't read reversals, but this Knight of Swords was actually in your other reading. No, do not rush. And please know that, again, there are resolves for certain problems, and sometimes it is best to get a second opinion, if you will. Tap into some extra information, okay? You also received this other side card, which was in your other reading as well. So I see that this isn't, we're still in line, right? Even though we're redoing something, it's fine. So this other side card represents being in tune with, you want to see it? It means it's finding the other side of you, tapping into either who you used to be, or, this could be the light and shadow, depending on what you're working on. This card also represents messages from your ancestors or those who have passed over. Now, this would be good. This is good, helpful energy. Also, if you have had a reading from someone, astrological, tarot, what have you, it may be a nice time to tap in to that reading. It could also be a very good time for you, if you so do desire, to have someone to help you, because this is about spiritual help. It's like someone to help you tap into some side of you that either you cannot see, or something that will help you to quiet your mind some, so that you can figure out, maybe there's been some time in between, and remember, time is the greatest teacher, right? I would also look at your 6th house if you can. That would be helpful. 9th house is your mirror. Cancer. Okay, 8 of Wands and Saturn. Whoa. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so intense. Just a minute. So, talking about the hard things is necessary. Talking about the hard things is helpful. Being responsible. This is also Saturn in the 8th house. So this is kind of, I just saw something like scratching at a door. There were like claw marks in a door. What's he looking at? The coven. Creepy. Hold on, I don't like that energy together. Just a minute. Okay, everybody goes about things differently. Sometimes the 8 of Wands can represent manifestation, right? Like, but you want to, right now, the proper manifestation, which is about seed planting, right? It's about planting something in the ground. You really want to, if the moon is related to planting, right? And you rule the moon, which is, I feel, how you feel, right? You have to feel secure. I want you to feel secure in yourself, Cancer. And to know what is healthy or not, right? Sometimes things are a trick, and you just have to know that, right? For instance, when I read again, I was doing some studying. It said Scorpio. Anytime the moon's in Scorpio, it's a good time to plant. Somebody said that. It wasn't true. It wasn't true. Now, it's not that you can't plant on a Scorpio moon, but you can't plant on any Scorpio moon. It depends what you're planting. Do you see what I'm saying here? So I guess in ways of creation, or manifestation, if you will, you want to really take it step by step. This would also be having a conversation about resources, especially if you have a spouse or extended family. This could even just be like where your money's coming from. It's a good time for you to have a conversation about money, or about something that's very practical right now. Like, if you had to handle, for instance, all the bills on your own, let's look at it this way financially. So you had to handle all the things on your own, handle everything in the house, all the chores you have to do, all the bills, everything, regardless of whether you have a family and all this support. It's like, how do you feel about handling that? What is on your plate right now? Do you need help? Right? Maybe there's something, again, where there needs to be a conversation about fairness, perhaps. And where you put too much on your plate, because you naturally do that. Saturn is your opposite, and that's unhealthy for you, okay? You'll burn yourself out that way, although you are really strong right now. It could also be where if you do have a spouse or a partner or something like this, or even extended, I don't know it could be like a struggle with a will or something. There's a lot of like pushback with something. Someone's very stubborn. Let's see what your next cards are. Okay, you have this 2nd house, 8th house axis, which is about what you value, your bank account, spiritual, physical, financial, physical, spiritual, right? Then you have other people, spiritual, physical. I guess you want to know what you're connecting to. I would say it would be a wonderful time. You love gathering at your house, right? To me, Cancer is so social. You really love like a dinner. To me, you love a dinner party. You love gathering. You love gathering all kinds of people together, but then sort of being off in the shadow, right? It's like all the people are together, but then you're kind of like over here, like, okay, what needs to be done? How would you like to be more connected to the circle? I'm going to keep going. There's a deeper conversation there, but... Okay, Golden and the 8 of Pentacles. We have another 8. Cancer. So, whatever you're working on right now is very good, right? Your effort matters. Your effort matters so deeply, importantly. Now, to me, 8 of Pentacles is about having a great ability to be able to focus, right? To focus on something, to put your time and energy into something. But to me, it's also where the best way for you to yield the best results is for you to step back from something to be able to have a different perspective. Okay? That's part of... Because it's almost like, okay, you realize what you can and cannot do, right? And I see, again, tapping into, maybe you want to look at some old notebooks or some, I don't know, an old reading, whatever it is, who you used to be even. Then you have a conversation about something that's really important to you. You know, that makes you, what is it that makes you feel stable is maybe a big part of what needs to be discussed. Then from there, there's a lot of practical nature in here, so it could have something to do with finances, which are very important. And where your time and energy is going, because 8th house represents what you receive from others, right? You know what you're worth, what your time and your energy, everything is worth, and then that is reciprocated through the 8th house, right? Now, I see that you're a very talented person, very focused. When you focus, you have, there's more of a light. There are things that you can do that other people cannot do, and I want you to be proud of yourself for that. I don't feel like Cancer ever has an issue with pride particularly. I feel like proud and pride are a different situation. Although when I just saw pride, the word pride, I did see like a group, right? So, how do you feel when you're a part of the group? How do you feel when you are alone? What motivates you? You had an old reading a long time ago that was, I believe, was entitled either self-motivation. You could look it up via Cancer and motivation. You'll find it that way. To me, I'm also seeing this as a card of manifestation as well. You want to know what you're wanting, though, and why you're wanting it. Because wherever you're putting your energy right now, Cancer, it is once you talk about, again, what you can and cannot do, and figure out what the problems are, right? Because this is important, right? And realize, again, what you can fix and what you need help with. Then you have this conversation about what is needed and what is hard. Which then for some of you may separate you from some of your circles, right? Or maybe some people in your life are finding new parts of themselves. So you want to make sure you're doing this as well. And then there is the physical action that's taken, right? It's like mental and then mental kind of fire, spiritual, which then puts you on the right road. And this is your effort, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to point at you. And then you take physical action. Let's see what happens then, Cancer. This card's always weird to me. You have 2 weird cards. Just a minute. Okay, you know when something turns you off? You know, right here just got like icky. You know what I mean? It like got all sticky and like sour. Do you know what I'm talking about? When you feel, Cancer, you rule the belly. You rule the breast and the chest and the belly. When it feels wrong to you, you have to pay attention to that. And you have to remember that sometimes, because Saturn is your opposite, some things feel wrong to you, and you think, oh, I'm supposed to solve that. Now, when this comes to yourself, yes. When this comes to other people, not always. Because sometimes, again, you cannot tame the lion. Do you know what I mean? Now, let me see what this card's about. Let's read this one to close this out, because I'm not sure what this card really says. It's like this one person's interpretation. Okay. It says, there may have been times in your life where authority figures, friends, and people you admired tried to police you. You are free from their control now. You are creating your own life. If you can, find forgiveness for these people. They may have caused the deepest cuts, but were so unaware of their own self that controlling you helped them feel safe. Now you are free. I would also say this is allowing you to free, because we just talked about all this practical stuff, right? Then when we close with something emotional, I really feel like it's important for you to be yourself, right? Look at this card. Can you see this? It's like, okay, here, actually both of these cards are not, they're not themselves. They're made up on both sides. They're just made up differently, right? What's important here is, who are you when it's all stripped away? It's about the reality, right? All this Saturn, all this 8th house, it's about reality. You want to pay attention to reality because, again, for some of you, perhaps you need to protect yourself, you know, or realize how you do that unnecessarily. But I do feel like in this time, it's important for you to understand some sort of, some kind of your own strength, right? And to accept the changes that are happening. And because you have a lot of 6s and 8s, this is also work and other people, like your day-to-day and your resources that come from other people. So this is your actions, basic actions, day-to-day. This is a work house too, and karma house, right? And then we go into this 8th house of what you receive via those actions, right? And this is also a karma house. So, I don't know, how do you feel about karma right now too? Right? Do you trust other people right now? And I would say, if any of you are feeling a little bit off, or because I'm getting that feeling in my belly again. It's like, if it feels sour, if it feels off, you have to be more in tune with your own body, Cancer. And please remember that sometimes, because you are so strong, sometimes you put things on your plate, or try to think that you can control other things, you can police things, and be like, but it's almost like I don't know how to explain it. If you're feeling off or wobbly, this could be a very nice time for you to receive advice. Yes, but maybe, let me see. I mean, you could ask your friends what they think, but remember, most of the time, most people in ways of friendship, they just agree with what other people, sadly, a lot of friends just agree, like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea, you know, because they're trying to be supportive. But sometimes the best thing that you need to hear may be something that you don't want to hear. Okay? So, just be open to that. Whatever that may be. It could even be just you admitting the truth to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Okay. I love you so much, Cancer. Thank you for being a part of this life. Thank you for being as strong as you are. Please remember, if no one told you today, that you are safe and loved and protected. Okay? there are times when that faith grows in that place, that knowing grows in that place, and you have tests, right, to see whether you are safe and loved or protected. Cancer is very good to me of finding its comfort zone. All the water to me can always find its little comfort zone, which works for them, but doesn't always work in relation to other people, because there's a bit of hiding in there. So you want to be really honest about how you're feeling. And remember that sometimes maybe this is even you to other people. Sometimes the best advice is something that isn't what someone wants to hear. Be like, shit, I gotta do that. And it's like, yeah, but then it's a test where you're like, can I do that? You know? And yes you can. Yes, you can. I mean, are there certain things you cannot? Yes. I guess you need to figure out what that is too in this time frame. Okay? Yes. And if you are dealing with somebody who doesn't want to talk about money, or, I don't know, is like sneaky that way, you want to, I don't know, you want to remember that relationships are not, they are meant to be multifaceted, right? It can't just all be romantic. It can't just all be, passionate and whatever. It has to come all the way around the circle. That's how it makes it healthy. Okay? I love you so much. Thank you for all your support. I hope you enjoyed the view. And I do love you. Happiest now. And, wherever you're planting seeds, be aware that your effort matters. Yes, it spirals out, and again, you are safe and loved and protected. But sometimes, for that to happen, you have to protect you. You know what I mean? Any of you also, as a closing note, that have gone over to Patreon, have joined the garden, whether you've been there for a while or you just joined, or you'd like to join, just thank you for being open to that and wanting to learn and grow. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Peace.